Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you are doing well. We are guided and blessed by Spirit if we choose. Trigger warning, the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime and world events. All cases, names, people are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. So here we are. Welcome to Intuitive Sundays, episode 38. And we know with the procession from yesterday, may CharlieKirk rest in peace and may his legacy live on. Those moments are always quite emotional, right? Watching everyone give their speeches. Elon Musk made a visit, had a moment with Trump. And I must say, it's really heartwarming to see so many people come out for CharlieKirk, not only within the stadium where the main event happened, but the satellite events where the rest of the American citizens and people around the world. And we should never forget that the truth speakers, the people leading the way, the light seers, the light speakers, people working in the light. There's a whole list of them that were taken before their time because what they said upset those 10 ones. And very brave for Charlie's wife to say she forgives the perpetrator. I almost want to say perpetrators. And, if we look at yesterday, September 21, now the reason why I didn't record the episode initially was because the day started with the 21-3, and I wasn't feeling 100%. My sleep patterns have been a bit off the last few days. And it's just unsettling in the world that whether it's an individual or group that that want to keep the truth from coming out, the truth will always come out. Lies have many variations, but the truth none. The truth will always be the truth. The day ends, if we look at the cycle, if it starts 30, outcome 3, 12, 3, 9, and the wraparound 22, 4, and in fact, Monday the 22nd, which is now this morning, these are all the Epstein numbers here. Hidden 31, 4, 13, 4. 40, outcome 4, 22, 4, 13, 4. Those are the exact numbers we saw when Epstein went down. These are the same numbers when Diddy went down. And I believe there is going to be more said about, obviously, the Epstein files. And some of you had mentioned in the community comments that CharlieKirk was not happy about the whole situation either. And we turn our attention to Virginia, may her soul rest in peace, and the torment she must have gone through knowing that people were out to harm her. And being an astute woman, we can say also astute person, she left something behind for us to have a look at. So I thought, let's have a look at her book because there's going to be more revelations coming. This Epstein thing is not over by a long shot. And the book, as it stands now, is scheduled to be released on the 21st of October, 2025. What can we see here? We see in the first main date here, we see these numbers 31-4, 22-4, 13-4, 40 outcome 4, 31-4, 22-4. It is a direct match to the Epstein numbers. And there's going to be a big impact on the 40 outcome 4 people. Those are those misogynist MFs who are hiding behind their rich Illuminati doors. The network of women, 30 outcome 3, which we see here in the +9, 30 outcome 3 was first discovered during the Karen Reed episode, where the incident of that evening revealed a 12-3, 30 outcome 3 issue. That is, women being trafficked. I'll say it again, 30 outcome 3 in the network of pedophiles, misogynistic motherfuckers. What do we see on the day that the memorial is held for Charlie? Hidden, 30 outcome 3. The following day, we see all the 31-4, 13-4, 40 outcome 4 numbers here. We have not seen the end of this. So the intention of the book, so she's addressing the family 24/6, all those people that are swiping left, swiping right, which one will I have, bloody, right? 16/7, so we can say there's a journalistic account, 16/7, a journalistic account of what transpired with all the 7s. Look at all these 7s here. These are people in authority that have been delving into the cesspool known as the Epstein files. 16/7 is the whistleblower, revealing what the 7s have done. Now, here where I find a little bit of an issue, in the action, we have a 999 out of balance sequence. Now, keeping in mind, this is not in September, this is October. So we've got 999 issue here. Now, this 27-9 has been popping up around when Charlie's situation happened. There's a 27-9 there as well. I mean, how far are they going to go to keep this under wraps? Surely the ream of paper is bursting by its seams, it would seem. Look here in the action, 19-10-1 in the day, 28-10-1, big communication, big announcement about 37-10-1. The trafficking circles, 46-10-1, human trafficking. 46-10-1, human trafficking by the higher-ups, 37-10-1. And the objective of this book is to announce more information. But my concern is in the action, because these 999s can bring around issues of the book being blocked or the book being prevented from being released, or lawsuits because it ends in a 10-1. And it is about the 10-1, the elite. The elite. And all is revealed. 31-4, hidden, skeletons in the closet. Yeah, I mentioned in the Charlie Boy episode, and particularly about the trafficking around high society, we found the ultimate pedophile number, 49-13-4, revealed in the release of the book. There's it there, 49-13-4. And how many more innocent people need to die before the truth comes out? And the truth will come out. The outcome with the 4, this is factual. 4 is about the facts. 4 is about the facts. It's really upsetting that we, at this juncture, Charlie has gone, others have gone, Virginia was taken, because the 3710 ones don't want us to know about what happened. And you just imagine what crossed my mind is if we had to allegedly take out all the people involved with the Epstein saga, we may find ourselves in a situation where industries, captains of industries, certain sectors will have to stop because those people were involved. What happens then? I've got a picture here of at the memorial service of the princess that just passed, where we have Andrew standing next to the bearded dragon, William, and we can all agree that the body language towards Prince Andrew was one of negativity, and yet the very next day, William is putting out the red carpet for Donald. Why would a president want a picture with the girls and boys at the church? If you watch the footage when they first meet the children, interestingly, Donald keeps his hand on the girl with the glasses for a while, and then he realizes whatever and quickly removes his hand off her shoulder. That the facade continues. Even though we sing our praises for those that have gone by, and one can say by people in the know, people of the knowledge. 3811.2 is a collective knowledge of information. In Charlie's chart, when he gets taken out, September the 10th, in the +1, in all is revealed, we find a 3811.2. A collective knowledge of what happened. That is foreknowledge. That is not, we've just found out Charlie's been hit. No. Foreknowledge. We see the 3710 ones, 2810 ones on the day, 1910 one. We see the 27-9 before. I guess it was safe for Elon to go to the arena. The risk is minimized versus being out in the open. We must be careful about not drowning in the beautiful ceremony that it was yesterday. And don't forget the injustice that was caused. And same in the case of Virginia. If I was these publishers, I'd make sure this manuscript 22.4 is completely safe from any hackers, because these 9s bring around issues of hacking. It's been stolen. So if I was the publisher, I'd be very careful. We must fight for the light. We must fight for the light. There's a cold case that has just popped up on my dial during this last week. Amy Lee Wensley died on 26 June 2014 at her home as a result of a shotgun injury to her head. She was 24 years old. Now, how does a case like this never get solved? Look what we find before and during the event: 38-11-2, 37-10-1. We have a 6+6 conflict leading up to the fateful day, June 26. Amy was not happy about something. And what do we find here? 13-4, the day before, in the middle, 13-4-31-4. The day before, hidden, 30, outcome 3. What is going on here? 37-10-1, 19-10-1. I haven't read too much about the background of this case, but on surface level, we are picking up similar numbers. Trafficking, there's children involved, there's girls involved, there's women involved. And we find all of these sevens out of sequence here. There's a conflict with authority, with officials here. Why is there so much conflict around this case? We find on the day that June 26, the outcome 39-12-3. Hidden 33-6, 15-6 the day after. And that speaks about the perpetrator. This is family within the family grouping, someone familiar to her that has interfered in these numbers. You would find around issues around children and bad things that happen around children. We find 40, outcome 4, 22-4, 13-4, 4. What are the chances that these numbers are pinging on what we find in Virginia's books, what we find at the Charlie incident, and it's still reflected in his memorial? And I just reminded of the Nicola Belay case and all the people involved there. What is going on here? What is going on here? That children's lives, young girls' lives, women's lives are being messed with. And soon as someone wants to put their hand up and speak out about it, they get taken out. This case with Amy may give us a clue with these numbers here why the case hasn't been resolved. Because once again, we find the sevens and we find misogyny at the doorstep. And in the center of the whole situation is we find children again. What is going on here? What is this world coming to? Now you might be asking, why am I looking at RiverPhoenix? Well, there are some similar numbers here as well. And I believe, having meditated this on a bit, at the time of his passing, we find very disturbing numbers. We see numbers like 33-6 the day before. We see numbers like 40, outcome 4, 31-4, 13-4. We see numbers like 39-12-3, hidden 22, 4, 13. Children issues here. And I believe, in my opinion, and I haven't delved deep. Yes, I knew about it when it happened and as the stories goes on, but I've never delved deep. The day that he passes. And just a quick footnote, this is why I allow Spirit to guide me in what cases to bring together, particularly in Intuitive Sundays. The day that he passes, in fact, I'm going to say the day he was murdered, because we find in the +9, all is revealed, and it's evident on the day as well, 18:9, that's murder. That's not a young celebrity having fun and, oops, we took too much, or it was a bad batch. No. In my opinion, this was intended. We find at leading the procession, leading the day of his death in the +9 is a 40 outcome 4. And here where it gets a little bit more concerning, if it wasn't concerning already. You'll recall in the episode that I did, Agenda Hollywood, where we're looking at that famous word going around, it's been around for a while, adrenochrome. What do we find in the +9 of the actual? Hidden, 40, outcome 4, and 13, 4. Adrenochrome. Was RiverPhoenix going to spill the beans? Was he going to say something? 40, outcome 4, 13, 4. Followed by hidden, 23, 5, 14, 5. Common numbers of the inner group and the larger, wider group. But if you're not towing the line with the 14, 5, if you're not in the group, they take you out. We find a 40, outcome 4, 13, 4, 23, 5, 14, 5, followed by 18, 9, murder. I believe RiverPhoenix may have wanted to be saying something. Within the 72-hour scope, we find a 38, 11, 2. Look at all these big operational numbers the day after. 64, 10, 1. 64, 10, 1 is trafficking of human beings. Hidden, this is the +1 day, 64, 10, 1. Hidden, 33, 6. Hidden, 42, 6. Is immoral behavior around children, 33, 6. And I read briefly, there may have been an abuse situation with RiverPhoenix when he was younger. So imagine now as an adult, you break free from a cult or you break free from whatever. You're going to live your life as an actor, do your thing, only to be found that you've been put into the same issue. In fact, in the +1 of his day event, in the +6, we find a 38, 11, 2. Collective knowledge of what was happening. Hidden, 48, 12, 3. Mass control. And here's the reason, 16, 7. He was going to open his mouth and talk. 16, 7, the whistleblower. Imagine going through your life being abused, and then you escape all of that nonsense. You following your passion, only to be thrown in the middle of it again. Things like 40, outcome 4, 13, 4, adrenochrome. 22, 4, 13, 4, what are they doing with children here? Interestingly, the Viper Room has a date of August 14, 1993. In the center, we find 13-4. Hidden, 22-4, and the year that the Viper Room started, 22-4. So in the first two rows of when the Viper Room started, we find a mass of fours. We find a 44-8 Grand Master Plan. The issue for me, why it makes it a negative situation, and given the context of the Viper Room, we find it starts with a 14-5. So we hear the stories of debauchery and how things are going there, and unspeakable things that went on behind there is what I've been told now in spirit. Unthinkable things. 13-4, 22-4. So in the Viper Room, in the intention, we find a 16-7 in the middle of the day. The adrenochrome issue has been happening for a long time. We can say definitely during the 1993s, here's evidence of it here. And I read some reports about his girlfriend at the time. Here's a movie poster they were busy with. The Thing Called Love. According to her testimony, she didn't see a single thing that happened. 16-7, handler. Handler, handler. What is going on here? So we may say, well, the Viper Room was created so celebrities can go chill and relax and have their fun. But behind closed doors and their ceremonial ritualistic practices were then just made for display within the confines of the secret Viper Room. The day before, October 30th, that evening, going into the evening, midnight to sunrise of Halloween, we find a 17-8. In the intention, so this is the night before, right? Or the night of the event. Hidden, 33-6. Who is going to be sacrificed? Because 16-7, someone wants to talk about it. It's interesting how these cases find their way. Now, if you want to hear even something more ghastly, and thank you to the community member that pointed this out to me, Gabriella Rico Jimenez. When I did the Hollywood Agenda Hollywood episode, I jokingly said, you know, Susie did one TV commercial, she did one TV, she did one film, and then we never saw her again. This is exactly what happened to Gabriella. And you can research her if you don't know who she is. So this was, when was this? Beg your pardon. 2009. Here's it here. August 3rd, 2009 is the last time anyone saw her. Why? Because during some kind of public event, Gabriella, bless her soul, and for speaking the truth, blurted out to the public, "They are eating humans." And she went even as far as to say, and you can read up about it, the elite are eating children. What is going on here? So I want to just show you something if you're watching the visual, and I'll describe for if you're listening. Now, August 3rd is the start of the month, right? So August 3rd is when she says there's an issue, right? So evening of August the 3rd is when Gabriella mentions this, right? Now, on that day, we see 1112. So something's very wrong here. And the reason why I say very wrong is because 11.2 deals with lawmakers. Deals with lawmakers. What do we find the day before? 10.1. The elite, 10.1. So what was going on here? So what I did was, from July, I did an energy flow read and overlapping into August the 2nd. The day before, what do we see? 33.6 hidden, 33.6 sacrifices. Hidden, 40 outcome 4, 13.4. There's that adrenochrome number again. Now, yeah, I've mentioned this before. These are the numbers you don't want around children. 51.6, 42.6. These are despicable acts. Despicable acts against children. And 51.6, that is like destruction of the human being. Flesh. So when Gabriella comes out August the 3rd and says she witnessed the elite eating people, we find evidence of it, hidden, or the day before 10.1. We see on that day, the day before, there's a conflict, 7 plus 7 conflict. Don't go silent in the night. That is when we must bang the drum harder. In the +3, the intention of August the 3rd, when she disappears, we find a 16.7. So she was kidnapped, unfortunately. By the elite in the +1. In the +6, we see a 10.1 leading the way. Followed by, so 10.1 leading the day. I've been asked to remind you about something. The day Charlie goes down, it's been led by 10.1. We must not go silent in the night. The day after she disappears, August the 3rd into August the 4th, we find, unfortunately, an 18.9 in the day position. And unfortunately, I received an image around that she was taken out by a gunshot wound. We find a 29.11.2 after the fact that says again, there are more than one people involved. The elite are involved here. This is in 2009. I thought as something we can look at, maybe I'm being a little bit over dramatic. I've got 2 films' date of births here: Silence of the Lambs and Cannibal Holocaust. We'll start with Silence of the Lambs. What a movie. When it first came out, it freaked my brain. I happened to be studying psychology at the time, back in the day, and then this film came out, and when we watched it, it was, what the hell did we just watch? Interestingly, we find a 16-7 in the middle of the day. So 16-7, I've mentioned this before. I guess in one aspect, it's human nature. But on the other hand, the elite also want to tell us what they're doing, whether we realize it or not. Because in the +3 of the release of the film, we find a 19-10-1. So what are they suggesting? Are they trying to tame us, dumb us down? Oh, it's okay. 19-10-1 is an inception number. So what do they want to tell us? It's okay to eat people? In the +6 of the film, we find hidden 22-4, 13-4. Interesting, we find the monarch numbers, and we find the monarch on the poster as well, or at least a representation of the monarch over the mouth. Silence or you will be taken out, like Gabriella, like RiverPhoenix. In the +3 of this film, we find 39-12-3, 21-3, 12-3, classic monarch numbers. What do we find in the +6 of Silence of the Lambs? 42-6. 33-6. All your classic numbers. We see it here as well with Gabriella. We see it as well with RiverPhoenix. And we see it with Amy Lee Wensley as well. What the hell is going on? And we see it here with Virginia as well. 40 outcome 4, 31 4, 13 4, 49 13 4. All of these are pertaining to children and the death of children and what they do with the children afterwards. We can already see with Cannibal Holocaust, what a dreadful movie that was. We find similar numbers that it has with Silence of the Lambs. So Gabriella, with her brave soul, was one of the first to speak out. And funny enough, maybe a week or two ago, I was thinking, now what happens if someone just blurts it out in public? What is actually going on? And yeah, we found the case. And when more is revealed about the Epstein files, because it's coming, we will be left in horror, because the whole top echelons of society will have to be arrested. Then we have Marion McWhorter, beg your pardon, Water, if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. A young woman whose remains were found in Sweet Home, Oregon, July 24, 1976. She was last heard from on October the 26th, 1974. And in her case as well, we find monarch, heavy monarch numbers, heavy CIA numbers. And I feel, unfortunately, we see in the +6 on that day, in the +6 ends with the 18-9. And we know it to be the case. The day that she's discovered, we find hidden 31-4-13-4. The day before, hidden 30 outcome 3-12-3. So what has been trafficked here? I have a feeling the sense that I got around Marion is that she was actually trying to get away from something. And with these numbers here, we see these numbers, 30, outcome 3, 21-3. This is about women and children being trafficked. The next day, 27-9, they were coming for her specifically. This wasn't a random, I see someone at a bus stop or I see someone making a call trying to get home. This was a deliberate, intentful attack on Marion that we find in the +1, 58-13-4, 40 outcome 4, 31-4, 22-4, 13-4. There must come a time in our lives where we say enough is enough. Just imagine the higher echelons running the world, right? If we had to stop the flow of adrenochrome just on one level, captains of industry will go into shock, physiological shock. All the leaders that we praise, oh, look how great these guys, the top 10 richest people in the world. Wow, wow, hey, Bill Gates, you motherfucker. Zuckerberg. Take them off that shit, they're going to get jittery as fuck, right? And who's suffering? The children. And the whistleblowers. We have a problem with the people telling us with what to do and how to do it. There's a problem there. There's a problem with the people telling us what to do and how we must do it. When behind closed doors, they are doing unthinkable things to children. Hey, William, you bearded motherfucker. We have problems in society, and the problems, we must look up. However you want to perceive them, but we need to look up at the 10 ones, and they need to be held accountable. Don't be caught in the rah-rah. Don't be numbed. Oh, don't worry, we saw it in movies. It's fine. Don't worry, everyone. It's okay. It's in a movie. It's only a movie. So interestingly, Robert Redford the announcement that he passed on September 16, right? We find all of these 16-7, 16-7, 16-7s. Those are the exact numbers that we found with Charlie. So the day before, we find a 33-6. The day after, now we're talking about Robert Redford, the day after, hidden 26-8. Remember, there was a 26-8 with Charlie speaking out. Was Robert Redford also speaking out? In the +3 of Robert Redford's announcements, we find the day before in the intention 18-9. 18-9 portal sequence. The reason why we're talking about Robert Redford, because there's a 20 outcome too. Someone was not happy about what was going on. In the +6 of Robert Redford's dates, we find 22-4, leading the way, 22-4. So the Illuminati puppet motherfuckers, 22-4. Hidden, we find all the Epstein numbers again, 13-4, 31-4, 40 outcome 4, 22-4, 13-4. What are the chances? In the +1, in the +6, we find 14-5 and 23-5. Interesting, we find hidden 32-5, getting rid of people with information. Getting rid of people with information. All is revealed the day before in the +9, hidden 33-6, 42-6. I can tell you now, I didn't look at these cases with their numbers and then I come in and do all of these cases because they have similar numbers. No. 16-7 as well for Mr. Robert Redford, taken out because he was going to 16-7, whistleblower. It's interesting how small knit the Hollywood circle is. Because when something happens to any one of them where we feel there may be foul play, it always reveals, like we see here in the +6, 31-4, 13-4, 40 outcome 4, 22-4. What is going on in the world? Don't get caught up in the rah-rah. Don't be blinded by the sorrow. Don't be blinded by the pomp and ceremony. 10 ones are ruling the world, and they have factories of children, whether they take them off the streets or grow them themselves. We got problems with the top 10 here. We need to start talking out, speak out. They're ruling the world, but they're going to fuck it up as well. We have problems, ladies and gentlemen. May these souls rest in peace, and their knowledge and information is shared amongst us all, that we may become wiser and open to what is going on in front of us. These motherfuckers. Bye for now.